Hey everyone. Hey everyone. How are you doing? I just wanted to film an update, like another update yet again, on me this time, not Elle McPherson like my previous video, but I wanted to film an update just kind of talking about some conversations I had today and some concerns that I've been talking about over the course of the last few weeks. If you are just finding this, my name is Rebecca, and I was diagnosed with stage 3B HER2 positive breast cancer at the beginning of 24, and I've gone through chemo, and I am currently in the process of trying to recover from surgeries, and I still have a long road ahead with radiation and targeted therapy, and we'll kind of get to that in a second. But the good news is that my bilateral mastectomy, which took place in July, shows that I have no evidence of disease, which is wonderful news. But as you know, or you may not know, HER2 positive breast cancer still requires treatment even after surgery or pathology confirms that it's gone, because of the high recurrence rate of HER2 positive breast cancers. So where I am in my stage right now, if you're just watching for the first time, I had my bilateral mastectomy in July, and after the mastectomy with my breast surgeon, a plastic surgeon came in and put in expanders, and then we've had all of the complications since. So I've had 2 additional surgeries since that bilateral mastectomy because of necrosis, and I'm not healing right and all of that kind of fun stuff. So my last surgery that I had, the 3rd surgery, was last Wednesday. Today is Thursday, September 5th, and I haven't had a post-op appointment since then, which is, I think I've expressed my frustration with that in previous videos, because after my other surgeries, I have had a post-op appointment within 3 to 5 days. But the way that the schedule worked out, Labor Day was on Monday of this week, and typically the nurse practitioner that I meet with, I think she works on Mondays and Thursdays. Typically I meet with her on Mondays and or Thursdays. I don't know why they didn't schedule a post-op. I mean, my mom and I argued about that, about how long the difference was in appointments, because I believe that's like 12 days before I will have a post-op, initial post-op after this surgery, which is concerning because of the fact that I've had issues after the other surgeries, and they've pretty much been identified a few days later. The reason why I'm talking about it like this is because surgeries and healing impact my radiation schedule. And originally, when we first started learning about what the treatment plan was, it was pretty much indicated that after my surgery, in the initial surgery, assuming everything went well, that my radiation would start, or the process would start 4 to 6 weeks after that initial surgery. But if you go back and you watch some of my previous videos, like, you'll see that my original bilateral mastectomy was pushed back several weeks because I was so sick from chemo. And let me clarify what I just said. Originally, and that's right, because I think the big deal is the time between the end of your last chemo. You typically have your surgery like around that time, and when you start chemo or radiation, those were conversations that we had, and that schedule was implemented for a reason, right? I mean, that's what the studies show works the best, and that's what my medical oncologist was telling me when the process was being explained. So I've had it in the back of my mind that I need to get these surgeries done so that I can start radiation. And after my first surgery, we met with the radiation oncologist for the first time, and he explained the process of what radiation looks like and how you go in and you do like a setup where they figure out where the radiation is going to go and the pinpoints and all that kind of stuff. And then they take that information and give it to the physicists or the really smart brainy people to create the program that implements the radiation. That is very layman terms speak for what radiation looks like. And when I actually start, I'll probably be able to explain it a little bit clearer, but that's what I've been told. And then that process between the radiation setup and then when radiation begins is about 2 weeks. So you still, even when you go in for the first time for the setup, you still have a couple of weeks before you actually start radiation. And then my radiation plan is for 5 weeks of radiation, 25 rounds. So Monday through Friday, every day for radiation. That's what has been recommended. And my setup was originally scheduled for Monday, September 9th. But I obviously had to cancel that, and I canceled it online because you can do that. And I actually have my post-op appointment with the plastic surgeon on September 9th. So it was pretty interesting because today the radiation oncologist, his nurse called me kind of to ask what was going on, because there hasn't really been very much communication between me and that office yet. We just really haven't really established that relationship because I haven't started radiation. And so she wanted to know what was going on with the surgeries, and I explained to her that I've had 2 surgeries since I last met with her and the doctor, and that my plastic surgeon told me last week, right before I went into surgery, that radiation was going to have to be pushed back for at least 4 weeks, and to, cancel my appointment for the setup, and that I didn't call to reschedule because I just don't even know when to reschedule. I mean, I haven't seen my incisions because they are bandaged in like waterproof tape with bandages over them. So I don't really know how to explain it, but in my other surgeries, I haven't looked really at them, but my family has been, my mom and my husband have been the ones that have helped me with that care. But I mean, it wasn't like a bandage that was taped on it where you couldn't see it. It was more open air, so it was exposed, I guess, to the air. And it was very interesting because at that time, for both of those surgeries, it was reinforced to not wear a compression bra, and to wear, if I was going to wear anything, to wear a tank top and to keep it open. Or there were special wound care strips that we would put over the incisions, or iodine at one point. I mean, there were different care techniques, but my point is, you could actually see what it was. I could remove the bandages, change them out. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but this time, what I have that I have not had before is like this tape. And there are, I'm assuming it kind of looks like little gauze strips. That's probably not what it is, but I don't know. And there's like a clear tape over it. That doesn't come off until you go to see them. So I just don't know if it's healing or not. I can tell you that it's uncomfortable, that as the days go on, like when you have expanders, so one of my expanders is filled with air. It doesn't have any saline in it. And so like I can push on it and it feels weird and it's sore. And the other side that does have some saline in it, like I can feel where it needs to be filled. And my big concern right now is that I'll develop a seroma, because I've been told that happens when it's not filled and there's extra space with the skin. I don't know if that will happen. Hopefully we don't hear that. But other than that, I mean, I can tell you like the skin around it that I can see doesn't seem to be inflamed or red or anything bad. There isn't anything bad that I can see. I just can't see the incisions. And that's typically where we find the necrosis, where the necrosis is along the incision line. And it looks like black from pictures that I've seen and things like that. So anyways, I don't know how it looks. I don't know what if they're gonna tell me that I'm healing perfectly on Monday. That's what the prayer is, that I am. But until I know that, I can't really schedule or know when I can even do the setup or what the expansion plan is, because that was the other question that they asked me today. I can't do the setup until my expanders have been filled to the point where they're not going to fill them anymore, because that affects the layout of the radiation machine. So I haven't been filled yet after this surgery. So I don't know what that looks like. If everything goes well on Monday, I would imagine that the best case scenario is that they'll fill me on Monday, and then the next week they'll fill me. I don't really want like huge boobs again. I had huge boobs before, and I'm not really looking for that. But so I just don't really know what that looks like. It's a little frustrating, and the reason I'm talking about it in detail like this and about my concerns, which, I'm speculating because I haven't met with the plastic surgeon yet. But my concerns were kind of, I don't want to say confirmed by the radiation nurse, but she expressed concerns that the ideal time to have radiation is by 12 weeks after chemo and or maybe that surgery, the first surgery. And as she was looking at the weeks, she's like, look, you really have like until October. You only have until the beginning of October for that time frame. I mean, we're cutting it close here. So I'm going to talk to him, the doctor, oncologist, radiation oncologist, about it, and he'll probably give you a call. And I was asking, how healed do my incisions have to be? I mean, what do I need to do to make this happen? And she was like, I don't think you can have radiation until you're healed, which makes sense. But, my concern is I want to make sure that my cancer treatment is as effective as possible. And that's what I've been saying this whole time about, when I've had the expanders exchanged out, is it worth it or not? And now I'm kind of facing that reality of we might be, we're cutting it close for the target deadline, and that's important to me. Other people may not, stress out about it like I do, but I am a little bit. It's funny because you can obviously tell that my radiation oncologist nurse was talking to my medical oncologist nurse. They're in the same system. And it's so interesting because they don't have my chart like hospital systems have. They have a different type of communication software or CRM or whatever they want to call it. And it's not fantastic. That is, if I were to have to say a negative about where I go for infusions and radiation, things like that, it's really the software system, because they don't talk to each other. All of the different areas, they don't really talk to each other. So like my infusion nurse who schedules my echoes and all of my infusions and my appointments with my oncologist and stuff like that, she can't see the radiation side of things. So she didn't know, like, when I was scheduled for my appointment on September 9th, like she couldn't see that in the system. Or when I send a note, it doesn't seem like I sent a note for the appointment to cancel it, and the radiation nurse couldn't see that until it was sent to her, which is just interesting to me. It makes it like very convoluted, and it's unnecessary. And I mean, look, snarky comment, but this facility has to be making money. I mean, cancer treatment is insanely expensive. And they have a lot of patients, so they should be able to have a good website system set up. But anyways, it's okay because the care has been great. I digress again. All right, so the two nurses, the radiation nurse and the medical oncology nurse that I love, obviously spoke, because I got a text message from my doctor's nurse practitioner, and it was just like, hey, don't worry about radiation. We're going to get this figured out. You're going to be okay. And I really think that she sends me things like that to keep me encouraged. And it's one of the reasons why I love her. And honestly, at this point, what can I do? I called my dad and I was telling him about it, and I was like, what am I supposed to do at this point? I literally still have bandages on. I can't undo that at this point. So either I'm going to heal in the next couple of weeks, or I'm going to have another surgery again, and that'll push it back even further. And those are my two options. So that's why we're praying for healing. But she just reached out to be supportive, and I appreciate that. So, and I explained to her the 12-week thing, and that Dr. Collins had mentioned that, and that, I just said his name. Anyways, that I had been told that by both sides of the treatment plan, and that it just kind of stressed me out a little bit. But I'm not going to, at this point, I can't do anything. It's out of my control. I am, obviously, as I've said, I'm frustrated, but I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to remain hopeful, and I will say that I feel okay. I mean, I feel good. I have this, I feel bruised on my breastbone or whatever. I don't really know why. Probably because I've had 3 surgeries in a month and a half, but I'm sore, and I still feel like I have this rubber band And I don't know if you can see, but I'm different sizes and all that. I feel like I have a rubber band like super tight around my chest and into my back. And I'm struggling with sleeping because I can't get comfortable. Like if I am in a recliner or a chair and I try to sleep, my tailbone gets sore and uncomfortable. And if I lay down, I'm uncomfortable. My neck gets uncomfortable. I have a teddy bear that I like kind of put in my neck to try to keep it up. But it's just there isn't anything you can do about that, really. I'm not going to buy a new chair or a new bed. We should use that to like buy a new bed. But that's not a priority right now for us. So we're not going to do that. So otherwise, like I feel good. Like I don't feel like anything is wrong with the incisions. I'm hopeful that it'll go well. At some point, like I need all of this to kind of settle down so that I can get back to work. And, I think I've said before, I'm out on FMLA. I technically have that through the end of the month of September, but I am trying to be able to at least start working from home pretty soon. I haven't done that because we've had all of these surgeries going up, but I need, for my sanity, to be able to get back to work, to my real job. So the surgery stuff hopefully will resolve itself, or I'm going to lose my mind. And then my next infusion is next Tuesday. And like I've said in a couple other videos, my first 2 just infusions, targeted therapy, Herceptin and Perjeta, that infusion is on Tuesday. And the first 2 have gone well. Like I haven't had crazy side effects, really. I mean, I've had an upset stomach for a little bit, but not, like, I don't even notice that anymore because if y'all remember and you go back and you watch my horror videos of the chemo, it's so much better than that. And I mean, even like the surgeries and all of that, I mean, I'm so much better than I was, a couple months ago. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm starting to drive a little bit. I'll go to one place and come back. Not really pushing it, just because of range of motion and comfort and just personal comfort level. I have a big car. I did film my video yesterday about Elle McPherson and her decisions in my car, because I went and grabbed some lunch and got out of the house. So that was good, and did that by myself. And, it's nice to be independent. So, that is my update as how I'm feeling right now. And I guess I'll probably do another update on Monday, hopefully after I meet with the plastic surgeon. And I have good news. Let's all, please pray that we get good news on Monday and that I'm healing and I do not have to have another surgery. That is what my prayer is. Another thing is, I don't know if y'all noticed, but my hair is starting to come in a little bit. It's very dark, and if you know, I'm a blonde. I don't know what's going on with this dark hair, but I was looking at some of my videos that I filmed a couple of months ago, like where I had like patches of hair growing in, or I was completely bald, and I'm looking at myself right now, and it's starting to even out. There's like some like strangly pieces, but for the most part, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I am like putting special like shampoos and conditioners on my hair when I take a shower, and I have the tea tree oil, and I just got some collagen, like Vital One collagen gummies from Sam's this week, like vitamin kind of things that say that they help with hair growth and nail growth. And my nails are still kind of like crazy from, I don't know if you can see, like from chemo. My nails have never really been long, but my nails have gotten like, they have like the weird, I don't know what they are. They just look weird, and that apparently my doctor says that's chemo nails. So yeah, so I'm trying to help them look normal and get healthy again. So that is my update. If anyone has suggestions on how to make your hair grow faster, please put that in the comments. Sometimes I don't know if any of that stuff is like real or legitimate, or if it's quack or not. But I miss my hair, and it's okay. I'm getting used to it, but yeah. So I'm starting to ramble now, so I will cut off. If you haven't if you don't subscribe to my channel, please do. Hit the subscribe button. And I'm not a professional YouTuber or anything, you can tell by the way I make my videos, but it'll help keep you updated when I have new information or when I'm sharing my thoughts, and I appreciate it. All right, well, everyone have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.